Hi guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the newer CN160 LED video light. Now I ordered this off Amazon for $23. They range from $23 all the way up to about $45. This is the best light that I've come across, in my opinion, for under $150, maybe all the way up to the $250 range. Now it is 160 LEDs. It has some really cool features about it, and we're going to kind of go over it. One of the first things that I noticed that I really liked about it is batteries. If you notice on the back of this box, this takes a majority of different batteries. You've got 3 different versions of Sony batteries that it takes, which means that it will take most of the prosumer Sony batteries that are out there on the market as well. It takes the Panasonic batteries. I had an old Panasonic DVX100 back in the day. I had a bunch of batteries, or not a bunch, but a few batteries left over from when I owned that I came across. They work with this. I'll show you how that all works out here in a minute, as well as you can do AA batteries. So that's a really cool thing about this light. Now, so here's the light itself. As you guys can see, you've got your LEDs here, your battery compartment here. You have a battery checker, so you push this button and it will let you know how much battery life you have. As well, you have your on and off switch. Of course, you need that. And you have a dimmer with your on and off switches as well, which is really, really nice. And then the one thing that I really, really, really like about this product that I have not seen in a LED light of this price range is that they have built an excellent mount. Now, I have bought lights like this in the past, and what happens is that the mount is not very sturdy. Once you get a heavy battery, which I'm using a Panasonic battery here, it's a fairly heavy battery. So once that is put on into the back of this light, it tends to make the light want to droop and fall forwards, even though I've got it, cramped down as much as possible down here. So I've found that putting it on my light, putting it on my camera to say, and cramping this down with the battery, it tends to stay in the spot that I put it in, which I really, really like about this light. Something that I have not seen in an LED light before. Usually this build is really, really crappy. So as you guys notice, it clamps down on your hot shoe as well. You can clamp down on the position of the light, so whatever you need the light to be at, it can move as needed. So that is a really nice feature that I really like about it. Also, it comes with a few items. You get a diffuser. It slides right in, as you guys can see. It just slides right in, and now you have a diffuser. You have a 32K. So if you wanted to drop down to a 32K light, you can do that. And then you have another filter right here. And it comes with this cool little pouch. Most of the times you're probably going to want to use the diffuser, not always, but majority of people you're going to find are probably going to use a diffuser on a light like this. Now this thing is powerful enough that I think if you ordered in the upwards of 3 to 4 of them, you could use them as standalone lights. Not for anything too big and broad. It would have to stay within 10 feet of the actual shot that you're trying to make, and it's not going to light up the whole entire shot, but it will light up a good chunk of your shot. It's pretty impressive. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what this looks like in the dark and how you can use it. So we're going to kind of go over actually using it after I've done the review. You actually get to see physically what the light kind of produces as far as the light is concerned. Now, as I mentioned before, it does take Panasonic batteries, which is fantastic. So you have your battery panel back here. We'll take that out. And you have a second piece, which is over here. I've dropped it over here, apparently. And this piece right here, what this piece does is it slides into the back of the camera. Once that does that, then you will pop your battery piece back on. You take this, and then this will slide right in there. Now it does make it a little bit heavier, but again, as I was saying before, as you notice, it's not bowing, it's not going to break or fall apart. Now this is kind of cheap plastic, so you do want to take good care of it, but at the same time, it looks pretty nice. It does fairly well. Now you can hit your battery thing, so it's telling me that I have all 4 of my battery lights are on, which means that I'm getting 100% of battery life, and then you have your on and off switch. So if we turn it on, and then we can dim it. If you don't want to use your diffuser, you don't have to. And the nice thing is you can get just the right lighting that you're going to need. So again, I think that this is something I would buy 2 or 3 of them with. I'd get light stands, your basic umbrella stands or light stands, and then I'd connect them on there and just use these as a standalone light that's portable. One thing I don't like that happens sometimes is when I pull this when I pull this battery off, and I'm going to show you because it's actually doing it this time, it tends to take the piece that the battery connects into, which is a little bit frustrating. So you kind of got to be careful when you pull the battery off. So let's pop this back in. And this is a little tricky. Popping this in and out is a little frustrating because it fits, but it seems to be a little quirky. So you pop the battery in, and you just want to be real careful. And see, sometimes you just can't get around popping that out. So that's almost I say 50% of the time that I pull the battery out, this thing tries to come with it, which is a little bit frustrating, but at the same time, I paid $23 for this light, right at $30 with shipping, so I'm not going to complain. As well, I used these Panasonic AA batteries I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and it takes 8 of them. And this thing stayed on for over 12 hours. Now, it does not mean it gave me full power for 12 hours. I would say it gave me full power for anywhere from 1 to 3 hours at its highest capacity. And then over time, it started dimming down because it started sucking up the battery juice. But for 12 hours straight, this light did not turn off. And that was with 8 AA batteries from the Dollar Tree. So that means that's the lowest quality battery I could probably possibly buy. And it kept this bad boy going for 12 hours. Now granted, I fell asleep, I woke up the next morning, it was pretty dim, but it was still on 12 hours later. So I was really, really happy with that. So now what we're gonna do is, I'm actually going to go over some of the different situations that you could use this for and actually show you what this looks like in the dark. So let's check it out, guys. All right, guys, I'm in the studio. It is pitch dark outside as well as it is in the studio. You can probably not see me, all you can do is hear me. So I've thrown the LED light on top of my camera. Let me run through my settings. I'm setting it at ISO of 200. I have an aperture of 3.5 and a shutter speed of 30. There's no light, as you guys can see. I'm also using the Canon 10 to 22 millimeter lens, 3.5 to 5.6. I've got it zoomed all the way out to 10 so you guys can really see, kind of get that fisheye look at how well lit one LED light is going to give me. We're going to start off with it defused. And then we're going to take the filter off, and you can see what it looks like without the defused filter. So let's turn it on. So I'm going to put it at full power. So again, I'm I would say about 5 feet away from the camera at the moment. I could probably get up to about maybe 9 or 10 feet comfortably. Again, this is only one LED light. I only paid about $30 shipped for it. Right now, shipped is going to cost you a little over $40. They've gone up in price. I'm having problems looking directly at the camera because the LED light is so bright that it's giving me, I don't know if you ever look at a light, but it gives you those little spots and they're really annoying. And this is with it defused. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the diffuser and you'll be able to see what it looks like without the filter, the diffuse filter on. So we'll go on and slide that out of there. And it's not going to be a huge change, but a little bit. So the diffused filter is off now. Again, I'm about 5 to 6 feet away from the camera, and it is really, really bright. So this light is going to be a great club light. If you like to go to the clubs or the bars and you need a little extra light, it's going to work really well for that. As well, you could use, like I was telling you, you could use this light as a portable light, an actual professional working light, but you would need more than one. You need about three of them minimal. To light me properly, as you can see, I'd probably need another at least 2 of them, and then I would look fairly well lit in this situation. Again, it is really, really bright, and so I cannot look at the lens at all. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a clip of me panning in my backyard, panning the camera with the light so you can really see where the light falls off, and I'll go over some things there. So I'll see you guys with the backyard shot. All right, so I'm in my backyard. It is pitch dark, and my settings on my camera are ISO 800, f-stop 3.5, shutter at 31. The light is at full capacity, and you can see that you're getting roughly, I would say, 10 feet before it really kind of falls off, all the way up to 20 feet, which is going to be the table back behind the shed over here on the right. As you can see it now, it's barely in there at 20 feet.